Alright, hello everybody, welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. We are in the Boeing 787-10 Dreamliner going from San Francisco to Seattle, roughly an hour and a half flight. We're going to push back from a gate, taxi out to our runway, and then take off, and we'll be airborne shortly. So let's get in here and get our aircraft set up and request pushback. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. Early morning flight here from San Francisco. Let's just change the weather to, should be a nice, clear, easy flight. Oops, I need the checklist. There it is. Before.
San Francisco ground in 112 IFR to Seattle, ready to copy.
EMGHBM 112 is cleared to Seattle Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 28 right climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure frequency is 135.1 squawk 0134.
8,000
In
feet.
112 cleared to Seattle Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 28 right climb and maintain 8,000 feet. Departure on 135.1 squawk 0134.
EMGHBM 112 read back correct. Contact ground on 121.8. Good day.
Hello, Mick. How are you? Let's get our pushback.
San Francisco ground in 112 requesting pushback.
EMGHBM 112 pushback request accepted.
So we can just get them to push us straight back. We can handle the maneuvering from there. So yeah, I tried to load up the saved everything, and it did not. It basically crashed the game, sent me back. I had to restart the game again. So we are just going to fly it fresh. We want to go to
San Francisco ground in 112 requesting pushback to steer the aircraft to the right.
EMGHBM 112 your request has been transmitted to the operator.
Other way.
San Francisco ground in 112 requesting pushback to steer the aircraft to the left.
EMGHBM 112 your request has been transmitted to the operator.
San Francisco ground in 112 requesting the end of pushback.
EMGHBM 112 request to end pushback received.
Alright, let's go. Alright, get
San
the taxi.
Francisco ground in 112 with whiskey ready to taxi IFR.
EMGHBM 112 taxi to and hold short of runway 28 right using taxiway Mike 1 Alpha Mike Bravo Hotel cross runway 01 left Hotel cross runway 01 right Golf Lima Foxtrot cross runway 28 left Charlie. Contact tower on 120.
Wow, I'm glad we've got the markers on the ground, because I wouldn't know where to go.
Taxiing hold short runway 28 right using taxiway Mike 1 Alpha Mike Bravo Hotel cross runway 01 left Hotel cross runway 01 right Golf Lima Foxtrot cross runway 28 left Charlie in 112
I don't think I think now everything is on. They sound equally spun up, so alright, let's taxi out of here. Might be a pretty quiet chat this morning. That's okay. Alright, well, look at that sunrise coming up here in San Francisco. Burlingame, that's a name we recognize from Train Sim World 2 on the in this little corridor. I'm going to kind of cut the corners here a little bit. Not that I'm suggesting you don't follow taxi guidelines. Get across the runway here as quickly as we can. I don't think anybody's on approach here. Nobody's lined up to take off. I recline my chair ready for the flight. No, you're not supposed to recline the chair. You're supposed to the fully upright position. Now, I've always wondered, like, I mean, the chairs, are they, is it a, they're worried that the force of the takeoff would snap the chair if you have it reclined? I never understood why that's, you know, like, why do they say you gotta have it in the fully upright position? I've always been half tempted to try it and see what happens. And see, I remember flying on Southwest when they had the seats that faced backwards, and I'll tell you, the takeoffs were a lot of fun then, because you're just kind of leaning back towards the tail of the plane as you take off, you know. Alright, got a little bit of flaps down for takeoff here already. I don't think I need any more than that. That might even be a bit much, but... I've always wondered that, though. Why do they always say you have to have your seat? I can understand the tray table, maybe, but the seat, that doesn't make any sense.
San Francisco Ground United 1746 request taxi to the gate. United 1746 taxi to gate Golf 100 via taxiway Tango Cross Runway 10 right Tango Bravo Quebec 1 Alpha. Taxiing to gate Golf 100 using taxiway Tango Cross Runway 10 right Tango Bravo Quebec 1 Alpha United 1746.
Trying to get down to the end here. Alright. We're almost to our hold point. We need to zip across 28 left.
Hold position, caution, the generic on final.
Hold position in 112 tree.
Okay. I don't see a plane on final, but okay. Maybe it'll magically appear out of the sky. Yeah, that's the runway it gave me for the departure, so that's okay. I like practicing taxiing the aircraft. It's a bit of fun, I think. Where's this thing? I still don't see a plane anywhere on final, but we'll wait until they say we're okay. I might see one way down there, but I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. No lights on at all. Kind of made it difficult to pick out. Did he just go around? I think he missed his approach. It was way too high. Okay then. That was rather odd. He just went right over the airport, and then I guess he's going to try for a go-around. Well, let me contact the tower to see if we can. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Well, let's see if I can. Let's dash across here. Since he did not land, which has now screwed us up.
San Francisco towering, 112 ready for IFR
All right, there we
departure,
go.
runway 28 right.
EMGHBN 1123 altimeter 29.9 or 2.256 at 3. Traffic is generic on final. Cleared for takeoff runway 28 right.
Cleared for
All right, I
takeoff runway
see.
28 right in
I just
1123.
saw it. Okay, I'm gonna let him land, and then we'll take off.
United
All right,
1571 turn next taxiway.
Let's get lined up and get out of here. I thought when they said he was on approach, I thought they meant he was on approach to our runway that we're taking off from, but apparently not. Possibly, Mick. Either that or it's another. I don't know. It's kind of a weird situation, really.
United 1571 exit runway when able.
All right, folks, we are lined up. Oops. Let's
San
stop right
Francisco Tower,
here.
United 87015 miles southeast inbound ILS runway 28 left approach. United 870 San Francisco Tower.
All right, let's
Altimeter
get all of
29.9
our.
or 2.256 at 3. Cleared ILS runway
Sure,
28
we are
left
set
approach.
to go. I think we are. I know where my. Let me make
United
sure I know where
1571 turn
the
next
autopilot
taxiway.
is.
Cleared ILS runway 28 left approach. United
Autopilot, right
870.
there. Okay. All right, let's get out of here.
exit runway when able.
Oh, somebody's taking forever to slow down. I'll wait for him to say. Yep. There we are. Let's get the gear up. Let's get the flaps up.
EMGHBN 112 contact. Departure on 135.1. Good day.
Autopilot on.
United 1571, turn next taxiway.
I gotta find the nav button.
135.1 for 112 tree. Departure in 112 tree is passing 1,600 feet, climbing 8,000 feet.
I found it before.
EMGHBN 112 tree, departure altimeter 29.9 to continue to NORMM as planned.
Departure in 112 tree requests destination change to Seattle.
Ooh, wow.
EMGHBN 112 tree is cleared to Seattle Airport.
That was a weird sort of a takeoff.
0134.
Alright, I gotta find the nav button.
In 112 tree
This
cleared to
thing
Seattle
navigating.
Airport as filed. Squawk 0134.
EMGHBN 112 tree, read back correct. Radar contact 3,400 feet.
Alright, it's
Altimeter 29.9 continue to NORMM turning and following heading 285. Resume on navigation.
Continue to norm turning and following heading 285. Proceed on course in 112 tree.
okay. Where is my Alright, the auto thrust is on. Film navs. Nope, that's not the right nav. I think I was looking for nav, but maybe. Okay. Alright, well at least we're now airborne and we can start turning off some lights that we don't need on. Taxi lights on. We can pull down the heads-up display if we want. Gives us some information there. There we go. Now, the only thing that kind of troubles me, quite honestly, is I don't know how to pull up the flight plan. You know, like all of our nav points and all that kind of stuff on here. I can pull. It says plan. I can hit that button and it'll say plan. But we are now off course. It looks like.
AM GHBM 112 contact Oakland Center on 127.
Alright, we should start getting...
Good day.
Yeah, so you can...
Going to 127.8 in 112 tree. Oakland Center in 112 tree, 8,000 feet.
I feel like we're going to get a...
Oakland Center altimeter 29.9 continue to Papa Yankee Echo as planned.
I don't know where the seatbelt sign is.
Aeromexico Niner, 1 contact Oakland Center on 119.475.
Don't need the
Good
logo
day.
light on, I don't think. Well, we can leave the lights on, screw it.
Going to 119.475 Aeromexico Niner 1.
Well, if that's the no smoking light... Oh, look at that sunrise. There we go.
Oakland Center Delta 249er, 4 is at 9,000 feet, climbing 10,000 feet. Delta 249er, 4 Oakland Center altimeter 29.9 to continue as planned.
Says 200 knots. Let's go to... At least 240. A little bit more speed going. Now, see, the bad part is if we try to look down at our, you know, if I zoom in on all these, right, I can't really see the information on the heads-up display, so I lose that information. Now, did I? Okay, it's turning on its own.
112 climb and maintain flight level
Alright, there we go. 180.
Climb and maintain flight level 180 in 112 tree.
So now I gotta find the vertical. There's the speed control. go up.
Generic Mike Delta 4, you are 56 miles southeast. Descend and maintain 7,100 feet. Expect vectors, visual runway tree approach.
Why isn't the vertical speed? There we go.
Climb and maintain 10,000 feet. Expect vectors, visual runway tree approach. Generic Mike Delta 4.
Let's go up to 270. Try to get up there as quickly as we can, so we don't start getting a call to expedite. Oh, look at that! Look at that coastline.
Generic Mike Delta 4, contact Oakland Center on 132.2. Good day. Generic 4-tree X-ray, contact Oakland Center on 119.475.
Sun is just peeking up over the horizon there.
132.2, generic Mike Delta 4.
ILS for the Charles M. Schultz, Sonoma County Airport. Oh, look at that sun on the side of the aircraft there.
In 112 tree, contact Oakland Center on 132.2. Good day.
132.2.
Absolutely amazing.
112 tree. Oakland Center in 112 tree is at 14,500 feet, climbing flight level 180.
ENTHBN 112 tree, Oakland Center, altimeter 29.92, continue to SOWND as planned.
Got our FONWD right there in magenta. Keep all the other lights on. We don't need the logo light on now. Oh yeah, look at that. That is really stunning. Got some beautiful color in the sky. Finally up to just about at 18,000 feet. Yeah, I mean, I could take a screenshot, but I don't know that it's, it has, you know, it's not like when we do the screenshot on Train Symbol 2 where all the stuff disappears off the page, so you get a nice clean shot, you know, kind of thing. So, I really don't know how to do all that without I wish they would put in here how to do all that. So you can see a bit of the coastline there. Heading a little bit inland more now, so Oh, look at that. That is really neat, though. Like little circles from the sun. And got a little bit of light coming off the wingtip there. Yeah. I tell you what, I thought there would have been a few more people here today, but I guess not. Man. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Oh well, it is what it is. Everybody's missing this fantastic scenery. Now, I wonder if I wonder if we're going to be anywhere near Mount Shasta heading north. Well, I'm surprised we haven't got another altitude increase. We've been kind of chilling here at 18,000 feet for some time. So I'm a bit surprised we haven't had any kind of a major change in altitude. I would think by now we would have been climbing up higher to our cruising altitude. Trying to keep an eye out for Shasta. We might be too far towards the coast for it, though. Well, hello, Amilla. Welcome. Good morning. How are you? How are things in NYC? There's not another aircraft crossing each other. Yeah, you might be right, Nick. That may be the case, but I would think that at some point we would start to want to get up higher in altitude to kind of make our trip a little bit smoother. I mean, not that we're in bumpy air or anything, but kind of a weird situation that we haven't been told to climb higher. So I don't know. Northern California mountainy sort of area. Still can see a smidge of the coastline still. Very unique wings this plane has. How they're kind of curved and swept. Yeah, you missed our Verse Ignored stream this morning, Manila. Had a nice little run in the 112. A semi-fast service from Finetrope to Hagen. Now, Omela, if you're still here, I think you are. So is it my understanding from what you said yesterday in the chat with the problems with rapid transit that Dovetails is aware of the problem with the 2021 services, the timetable on that one? So they know that there's a problem where the train won't get moving? Is that my understanding, or do I need to submit a trouble ticket so that they are aware of it? I wasn't sure if they already are and it's on the list of things to do, then I won't really bother them. But look at this. Got a little bit of a snow cap here. Looks like. We've got quite a ways to go to Seattle. I'm doing okay otherwise. I mean, we had rain a little bit yesterday, off and on. Nothing really major. Just it would rain and then the rain would go away, and then but it seemed a little bit cooler yesterday than it has been, so it wasn't too terribly bad. Yeah, so doing okay. So just a quick reminder, tomorrow only Train Sim World 2 live stream in the morning, bright and early at 6:30. That will be our only stream tomorrow. I've got an appointment later on, so yeah, I gotta have time to get ready for that and get out of here and make my appointment on time. So yeah, we'll be on Hamburg to Lübeck on the Dostos and have a good run on that. So anyway, yeah, so we'll do that tomorrow. In the meantime, we are slowly making our way towards Seattle. It's supposed to take an hour. Well, it said hour and a half. But we've been going for over an hour. We still got quite a ways to go. So I'm not really sure why. I mean, we're making our way there. We'll just stick with it. We'll get there. So, yeah. Nice. Just cruising along here. I kind of feel like, well, I can't really say, but I feel like we should be heading over into Portland at some point. Oh, hey, I know that area, Hayfork. If that's Hayfork, right there, little airport. We know about Hayfork. I told that story before. So Shasta shouldn't be too far. Shasta might be right over off the right wingtip there, I think. Because I know it's a pretty high peak. That's way too... Well, I think that's Shasta right there. Over there. But I could be wrong. But look at that. There's a little rinky-dink town of Hayfork. About 13. Yeah, it's been over 13 years now. This whole area was ravaged by wildfires, and it was moving inland and threatening the town of Reading, this little city of Reading, which I think Reading should be over. Shouldn't be too far from Hayfork, if that's there. And Reading should be out that way somewhere. But yeah, it was a huge mess. So yeah, we're just trucking along here, for lack of a better term. So yeah, I made it when I saved the flight plan. Now, when I tried to reload it, it crashed the game. So I'm guessing that's an issue that's going to have to be resolved for Flight Simulator. That the saves are not, So I guess it's not an in-air save. It's you create a flight plan, and then it saves it in the system. So yeah, I don't know. So yeah, very quiet today, but that's okay. Sundays are supposed to be quiet, I suppose. I know, and I remember very distinctly in Germany, you were not allowed to mow your lawn. You were not supposed to, work on your car. Anything that was considered loud was a disturbance of quiet time on Sunday. So, yeah, my folks are back up at the lake. We were talking about that this morning. But I didn't know that they went there, and I kept calling the house trying to see what was going on, and they didn't answer. And I'm thinking, oh, something's happened. They had to leave again. And they're up at the lake. They got a house up there that they bought that they were kind of getting stuff settled there, and I was like, well, I've been trying to call. I was worried. My mom has said that she's not on Facebook for the time being because of, I guess, somebody's hacked her account or something. I don't know. So yeah, it's nuts. So, but she could have shot me an email saying, hey, this is what's going on. At least tell me something. Otherwise I start getting concerned about what's happening to them, especially with all these wildfires. So I don't know. Parents, what can you do? So yeah, I'm guessing it's just going to be kind of quiet today. That's all right. A lot of people are getting ready to go back to school soon, or tomorrow might be their first day at school. I don't know. So yeah, going to be a little quiet, I suppose, but that's all right. See, now this says we're supposed to be at 36,000 feet by the time we get here. Now, I would think that by now we would have gotten a call to say, increase your altitude. I kind of feel like we should be kind of crossing over to the Oregon state line, if we haven't already. We should be fairly close to that. Alright, let's have a look at our... So we are on our way to F-I-N-E-R, Finer? So we are just trudging along in the air here. I really wish it wouldn't always give that. I'd like to be able to see the heads-up display without being reminded to either I can interact and put it up or down. I want to be able to see clearly, but it's like that's as clear as I can't look at it straight though. I guess that's the best look we'll get. So we'll kind of chill out here in the cold 18,000 feet air. I'm guessing maybe after we get past this waypoint, then we'll get the clearance to go to a higher altitude.
Contact Seattle Center on 124.85.
There we go. Alright, here comes the part where they'll say go up to
124.85 for in 112 tree. Seattle Center in 112 tree flight level 180.
ENGHB and 112 tree Seattle Center. Continue to Finer as planned.
Alright, Finer. We are right at, we just passed Finer. And now we should be on our way to, let's have a look, FRFLY, almost like Firefly. Alright, we just passed Finer. Yep, FRFLY. Looks like we have another aircraft either above us or below us, but something's moving right there.
SkyWest Flight 216, contact Oakland Center on 132.2.
There's Scott Valley. Trying to see if there's any other names I can recognize.
Going to 132.2 SkyWest 5216.
Now I have a weird feeling that when we get closer to Seattle, that's when they're going to tell us to start going up in altitude. kind of have that feeling. I feel like let's go for an increase now.
Seattle Center in 112 tree. Request
Oh.
10,000 feet.
No. We want an increase.
112 tree descend and maintain
No.
flight level 180.
That's not what I
Descend
wanted.
and maintain flight level 180. Expect
I
10,000
wanted
feet. 112 tree.
increase, not decrease.
Seattle Center in 112 tree.
There we
Request
go.
flight level 200.
ENTHB and 112 tree climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb and maintain flight level 200 in 112 tree.
I feel a little bit better being a little bit higher in altitude because I have a feeling they're going to tell us to go higher anyway. We might as well be kind of stepping our way that direction anyway. Try to get a little bit higher up and have a bit. We'd be able to see a little bit more. I don't know. Round Mountain. Yeah, it's been a good flight so far. Taking a little bit longer than I expected, but that's okay. Perfect. Now 20,000 feet. Hello, Daniel. Do you have the $120? Yes, I believe so. Why, Amela? Just out of curiosity. I think I got the high-end edition. The deluxe or whatever. Mick's still here. Good to see. So yeah, next week we get a SimWorld update. Supposed to be handling a lot of updates to the scenery in Europe. Should have a few more planes come to the... Because I don't... Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it comes with the deluxe edition. The base, the standard, you don't get much of anything. Yeah, I wanted to have more planes that we could fly right off the bat. You know, of course, there's supposed to be more content coming. My only concern is I'm going to be running out of space soon on my what I already have for storage space, so I need to add more storage to my Xbox. So, yeah, that's going to be a challenge. Just waiting for the race to start, but at the moment it's not looking hopeful. Oh, is it the weather? I'm guessing, Daniel, it's just the weather's too crazy to start it. It's raining. Oh, well, I mean, they have wet tires, but I'm guessing it's not even safe enough for wet tires. Oh, maybe it's not even safe for that then. Well, I mean, if George Russell was P2, I'd hate to see that wasted on because they can't start because of the weather. It might have resulted in a points finish for the first time for Williams in quite a while. All right. Still got a bit to go. We're going to stick with it until we land this plane. It's more due to, yeah, that's what I figured. Because I know with wet tires, they would be able to race, but yeah, with the spray, it would make it way too dangerous, and that's not worth it. Oh well. Trying to see if there's any names I recognize to tell me if I'm still in California, if I'm in Oregon now. I kind of feel like we're already in Oregon, but I've never been through Oregon, so I can't really say. No, I'm hungry. No surprise there. If someone goes off and the car behind can't see, then they're, yeah, I would agree with that. And you know, if that car happened to be Lewis Hamilton's, that everybody would be like, oh, they should have never started it. Oh, my. I don't know. But, oh, well. Well, I guess they have to make it a safety decision at some point, whether or not they're going to try to get at least a certain percentage of laps in so they can say that the race was run. Alright, so we just passed that one, so we are on our way to, there's FRFLY, Firefly. Looks like our next one is FAMUK. We are just tracking along here. I'm going to put that up since we're not really in the... I just think that's kind of a neat thing that they have this. You have a third seat there, it looks like. Maybe for a senior captain for the airline, maybe. I'm guessing. They try for 2 laps, 1 lap counting, then they red flagged it. Oh, so technically they could say that they ran the race.
Seattle centering 1123 flight level 200.
If they wanted to.
ENTHB and 1123 Seattle Center continue to FAMIC as planned.
FAMIC? Wow. I don't know if I like that language. I guess we're just going to cruise at 20,000 feet. That's okay, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to make something to eat as soon as we put this plane on the ground. I don't know what yet, but I'm going to make something. They still need 1 more lap to get half points. Oh. Well. But so then it would just be, so if George Russell starts in P2 and finishes in P2, it's half of something. At least that's something. Williams gets some points on the board. That's important. Even under the circumstances. So, is F1 hard to understand? Well, I don't think so. The only thing that I remember a long time ago, the first time in 2004 when I went to the 12-hour race at Sebring, and I happened to meet this elderly gentleman who was an Air Force veteran from a long, long time ago, post-World War II Air Force veteran, who also did SCCA racing. Oh, okay, there we go. And we got to talking about F1, and he said, I gave up on it a long time ago because they're always messing with the formula. You had V8 engines, then you had V12s, you had turbos, you had non-turbos, and all this stuff. The problem with F1 is that they're constantly tweaking it. They all with the intent of a couple things. One, that it's cheap to the playing field is level, right? The teams that don't have a huge budget, like Ferrari or Mercedes, for instance, can survive. And then you have so you have that. Everything's got to have to be cut. And then you have we want closer racing, we want more passing. We don't want just passing when the leader goes in the pits that the guy in second place goes zooming by, So it's not difficult, it's just that they're constantly tweaking it, trying to figure out a formula where everybody has a chance to win, and that's not always very reasonable. Even over the years when they've cut costs and all this other stuff, you used to have, like Ferrari, for instance, had a huge aerodynamic department, and they would tailor their car based on the circuit, and so they would come out and they'd say this car is going to be fast, but it's going to make it through the corners fast, it's going to have great straight line speed and all this other stuff. Well, a lower end team like Arrows at the time couldn't compete with that, right? So they started all this stuff. Well, it didn't make any difference, unfortunately. Teams still have folded. So all this cost cutting and everything, and well, we only want one tire manufacturer. Well, that hasn't changed anything really. You know, so they keep messing around with rules and regulations and all that to try to find a balance. And I don't think it's like a pursuit of madness. They're never going to find that perfect balance. Yeah, exactly. Or, as Daniel said too, you have a lot of teams that interpret the rules differently, and then the other teams say, oh, that's not fair, you can't do that. But the rules didn't say I couldn't. So, you know, for years Mercedes, when they were with McLaren, they had their engines were designed with a very lightweight metal. And so, you know, they got in trouble. They had to do away with it because a lot of the teams said, no, you can't make an engine with these different components and all this lightweight material and all this stuff. It has to be made. So, you know, they have to always make rule changes because some team will say, I interpreted it this way, I did what I thought I could do, and now you're mad at me, so, you know. So, yeah. There's always, teams are going to always look for those loopholes. And some teams are going to get called out by other teams. And some people will say, well, it wasn't clearly specified in the rules, so you can't be mad at anybody. You know. And then, you always have the people throw around the accusations of cheating and all that. They can't modify the electrical systems because those are controlled by the FIA. They get a very, oh, look at that, we finally did it. We got 50 hours of flight time. Thank you. Congratulations to me. Onward to 100 now. Yep, exactly, Dan. Exactly. And then when somebody, like if Ferrari finds that loophole and they start gaining time on Mercedes, then Toto Wolff and everybody at Mercedes is going to go, wait a second, Ferrari's cheating. Woe is me. We can't have this. Somebody needs to do something about it. So then the FIA says, hey, Ferrari, bad. You're breaking the rules. Naughty you. Don't do that. And then they have to take that part off, or they can't do this or whatever. But yeah, they've made it the electrical systems, the engine management and all that, it's very hard to, you can't tweak it or anything. Because if you do, they'll know that you did something to the system that caused the car to do something differently. So now it's just, what little things can they do that they may not get caught? Whether it's a fuel system or something, so, yeah, but everybody's always looking over everybody else's shoulder like, oh, I think they're up to no good, well, some teams can because they have the budget to do it, a larger team like Mercedes, they have the ability to extract, because all it is reading the information of how the car's handling and what the car's doing at different points on the track at any given race. And if you have a well-funded team like Mercedes, for instance, they have the ability to interpret all that information and find things on the car that they can do. Looks like Ferrari did that back in 2019 regarding exactly. All it takes when a team is dominant, like Mercedes is, if anybody starts to challenge that dominance, I hate to say this, but the accusation is generally that somebody's up to no good. Not that they have found a solution to their problems and it's within the rules. They found that loophole, or they interpreted the rules this way, which a lot of teams have done over the years. They got pegged for it, and they lost their advantage. Going into 2020, everybody expected them to do very well, but then when the season started, 2020 was just a crapshoot. This is where I start getting confused. Basically, so there's a sporting regulation, and you can find this online, I think. Like, they publish all this information out there. So the teams have to design, their car has to be designed within the regulations, right? The wheel base, the distances between the wheels, the wings, all that stuff is laid out, basically. The engine size is laid out, what sort of system you can and cannot use. All that stuff is in the regulation. But every team looks at that regulation and says, okay, but what can I do that isn't in the regulation, that isn't technically illegal in the sport? Within reason, of course. It could be small things. You can't just change and put on a huge, massive rear wing, or change the dimensions of the tire or anything like that. You're working within a very strict framework, but within that framework, you're always going to try to find the matter has been dealt with. Yeah, exactly. So that's
125.8 in 112 tree.
Because
the
other issue too is
flight level 200.
Let me see if I get
EMGHBN 112 tree Seattle Center continue to family as planned.
the guy who's the head of the FIA right now used to be in charge of Ferrari. So if he looks the other way, then they'll say, oh, he favors Ferrari. But he's clearly, any time that there's any questions about Mercedes, it's kind of like he doesn't really, it's like he's trying to show that he doesn't have a bias, so, but yeah, everything's done within the rules, the regulations, but every team is going to try to find a way to get more out of their car despite the regulations, until somebody says, wait a minute, you're doing this, okay, but it's not in the rules. Alright, so now you have a lot of times where they will start changing the rules, or they'll say, well, we're not going to change it now, but next season this is no longer allowed, so yeah, it's a very weird sort of situation. In America they used to have Speed Channel. I used to watch that. I'd get up early in the morning to watch live coverage with Bob Varsha, Steve Matchett, and David Hobbs. And I really liked their coverage. I mean, it was really good. Steve Matchett was a mechanic for Benetton years ago. David Hobbs was a former driver. So they had a very good balance, of bringing their different sort of backgrounds and into the race, the coverage of the race. So, but I haven't watched it live anymore. I haven't watched a live race. Actually, the last live race I watched, quite honestly, and I was so happy. I was jumping up and down for joy, is when Charles Leclerc beat Lewis at Monza. This was a few years back, I think. I don't think it was like 2019. Oh, I was so happy. That was amazing. I was cheering when he gave Lewis a little bit of chin music. I gave the double bird to Lewis when he was talking smack in the paddock later on about how he doesn't like these young drivers being too aggressive. Double bird to you, sir. Double bird to you. You would do it to other people. Now you don't like anybody doing it to you. End of story. Oh, I was so happy after that race. And I thought, yeah, exactly. you have a technical director, I think, is usually the person that does that. To see, because that's the one that usually is they work with the car designer to find where can they look at all the little, they go and look for all the loopholes. But yeah, I remember that race. Oh, I was so happy. I thought, well, maybe now I can get excited about F1 again, but that was short-lived. I used to watch, I used to be such an F1 nerd. Yeah, sporting director. Sporting director or technical director, one of those. They go through all that. I used to watch every race. I'd pick apart. Okay, why when Peter Windsor would talk about, McLaren's bringing this car to the race this weekend, and they kind of do a glance over it, and I'd be like, my first thought was, what was the aerodynamic department up to, and what were they trying to achieve? When Williams BMW had that weird walrus-looking front nose that one year, and I was like, obviously they're trying to get more air through the front of the car to go underneath to maybe achieve a different kind of downforce. Oh, but it was an ugly car. Oh, I hated that front end. But I was like, yeah, it seems like they're just trying something different, and it didn't really work out, I don't think. So they had to change it. So yeah, I used to love all the technical stuff. I'd read Autosport. I'd go when they talk about all the technical details, between races or after races, and what was Ferrari up to, and what was McLaren up to, and they'd show, they moved the side pods, they changed the shape, and now the radiators are here now, and it's supposed to change the center of gravity and improved airflow. And Masi has said Sergio Perez can start the race from the pit lane if his car is fixed in time during delay. Oh, did Perez go off or something? Wow. See, that's why I kind of like sports car racing, because, usually it's a long enough race that, you can make the repairs and you can get back out, and in theory you have a chance at getting some kind of result. Alright, so Famick is next. We still got a little bit to go there. We still got 197 nautical miles. He crashed on the way to the grid. Wow. That's embarrassing. I'm sure some of the drivers will give him a little bit of grief for that. Yeah, I used to love watching F1. I lost interest though, because they just the rules are constantly changing, and I don't know, I can't never keep up with it. It's just the cars to me look really blah. The engines are kind of blah. I prefer the V10s, quite honestly. I love the sound of the V10s. I just don't like this hybrid sort of power unit. It just doesn't sound exciting to me. I like the visceral feeling, the emotions, the sounds of the engines, and I don't know if I ever told this story, but the first time I went to the American Le Mans Series race, and the Corvettes back then had a massive 7-liter V8, and it just, when that Corvette went by you, not only did you hear it, but you felt it. And they call it being vetted. You've been vetted at the race when the Corvette goes zipping by and you just feel that rumble of that 7-liter V8 in your bones. And it was such a sound that when I was at Sebring for the first time in 2004, I'm not anywhere near pit road, the main straightaway there, and the Corvettes fired up their engines, and I'm like, it's got to be Corvettes because there's nothing else in the paddock that sounds like that engine. And sure enough, a moment later, bam, they come roaring around, and I was just ecstatic. So Red Bull were getting in touch with Massey, basically saying the race had not started, so they could not find anything in the regulations saying he couldn't take part. Oh, okay. Well, see, somebody's already. They got the regulations. That book is always open, I'm sure, somewhere. But yeah, there's just something about that emotional connection to the sounds of the engines. I loved watching F1 when it was the V10 era. I got to see Michael race at Indianapolis at the tail end of 05 was the end of the V10 era, or however you spell it. I'm not sure, Daniel, to be honest. Yeah, I love that era because it was just, there was this great sound from the engine. If you go back and look at videos that people have posted of the V10 Ferraris especially, it's just amazing. I was okay with the V8s. When I heard the Toyota V8s, I was okay with it, but I thought that was like, okay, I think V8 is reasonable. But now they went to this V6, this hybrid V6, and yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't feel the same to me. And I don't like the way that they have the cars designed. Just like I don't like, IndyCar, you might as well just make it a closed wheel sport now. Because they've got basically a windshield. So you have a cockpit sort of area. So I don't know. But yeah, I can get excited about sports car races. I'll get excited when there's more cars in the hypercar class. That's when I'll get excited about that again. But yeah, there's always all the rule changes. Everybody's always trying to look for a regulation that makes things fair. I'm not a big fan of fair. Alright. It looks like we are turning. Yeah. I used to talk forever about motorsports and Formula One especially. I swear there was one person that when I'd say, I'm going to a sports car race, that they thought, I don't know how this happened, but they said, oh, you're into NASCAR. I said, no. Sports car racing is significantly different than NASCAR racing, trust me. Well, what's the difference? How much time do you have? I can explain it, but how much time do you have for me to... So Turno, Turno is next. Yeah, it is not the same at all. Been to a NASCAR race, didn't particularly care for it. But I get it, some people love it. And there is that, you got the rumble of those V8s. You watch the Daytona 500 on Fox, and they have that camera right there at the lower side of the turn, the bank. and they get him zipping by. You know, Darrell Waltrip would be, you know, crank it up. We're good. It's racing time. You know, and that elicits a very emotional response from the fans. Even if you're watching on TV, they're going to have to make a decision at some point. It's not fair on the fans getting soaked. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Where are they at? Is it at Belgium? Is it Spa this weekend? I kind of feel like it was supposed to be. I thought I saw Peter Windsor say something about Spa. Spa Francorchamps. Well, it looks like pretty soon we should start seeing some different altitudes. So I gotta find my approach mode button. I think I saw it before. Let's go have a look over here.
Southwest 29er contact Portland approach on 118.1. Good day.
Right, that's not it. Nope. We don't need that.
118.1 Southwest 29er.
Approach mode, way over there by that switch. Now, do we have an approach mode over here? I don't think so. So it is right. There it is, look. Right next to altitude, hold mode. Okay. We got a nice breeze right now. Good. Well, there's my motorsports rant. I remember, I don't know if anybody else knows about this, but when Ricardo Zonta was I think he was the test driver for Toyota F1, and they brought that car to Laguna Seca. I think it was in 07. And he broke the track record, like consecutively every day. He just kept going faster and faster and faster. And it was amazing to see a modern F1 car on that circuit.
118.1 Horizon Air 2253.
Yeah, it was quite the experience. Between that and seeing Mario and his championship winning Lotus F1 car, those were my two big memories from being at the Monterey Historic Races.
124.2 for Southwest.
You're preparing more food. Oh, Lord, no. Oh, Lord. Yeah. But I always heard that they'd wanted F1 to come to Laguna Seca, but they couldn't. I guess that's what created the infield sort of thing. You come down the straight there. It used to, my stepdad told me he used to go to Can-Am races. So you would go down the main straight, you come over the hill, and then they would just hit a hard left and go straight up towards the course, like it was a straight shot up the hill. And when they were talking about trying to get an F1 race there at Laguna Seca, they put that infield in to kind of, for the fans, they wanted a little bit more of the show, and then F1 said, nah, not interested, basically. So they spent a lot of money changing the track. In some places, when I used to go there, you could still see where the old part of the layout. You can kind of get a sense of where it was. But it's changed so much now, it's very hard. You have to really kind of look for the clues. Because I've been pretty much all over that track, taking pictures and watching races.
Horizon Air 2253, Seattle Center, altimeter 29 decimal 9.
All right.
Continue as planned.
I'm starting to see lower altitudes.
1123 climb and maintain
See,
flight
now
level
it tells us to go
240.
up.
Climb and maintain
We've been
flight
flying
level
all this
240
time.
112 tree.
I gotta turn on the vertical flying. There we go. So what are you making, Amilla? Just out of curiosity. Oh yeah, nice breeze today. Finally, a little bit of a break from the heat. I do miss going to Laguna Seca. I really miss going
Seattle
there.
Center, Alaska, 606 is passing 9,400 feet.
If I had the
North,
means, I would go
0,000 feet.
try to. There's a historic race, I think, next month
Seattle Center, altimeter 29 decimal 9 or 2.
at
Continue as
Watkins
planned.
Glen. I wish I had the way to get up there and go watch that. I'd love to go take some.
112 traffic is 4 o'clock 3 miles at flight level 185 generic. Report them inside.
Yeah, sure, I see
112
them.
tree traffic in sight.
If you say they're there, they must be there.
EMGHBN 1123 contact Seattle Center on 124 decimal 2. Good day.
124 decimal 2 in
Okay,
112
now I
tree.
wrote down.
Seattle
So,
Center in 112 tree is
BTG
passing flight level 235 climbing flight level 240.
EMGHBN 1123 Seattle Center, continue to Bravo Tango Golf
I
as
think
planned.
now, once we pass BTG, that's when we should start seeing our roadkill chicken. Nice. Well, even roadkill chicken sounds better than nothing. And as long as you cook it up, it'll be good. As long as you have it at the right temperature, you'll be okay. Get a little stomach ache afterwards. It's fine. It'll be fine. With bananas and black rice.
Seattle Center, Horizon Air 2418 is at 8,900 feet, climbing 10,000 feet.
So I did remember that if we were at our cruising altitude of 38,000 about 4 nautical miles ago was when I was going to want to start reducing my altitude. So that, because after this we should start getting our kind of vector into the airport. So but anyway, thank you all for coming in and hanging out today. Greatly appreciate it. And the few people that have showed up. It's all good. Very kind of you to spend your time with me. So watch, any moment now we'll start getting our... See, there we go. Oh,
Descend and
boy.
maintain flight level 220 in 112 tree.
All right, folks, let's turn on the everybody, please finish up your cocktails, your coffee, your lattes, your soda pop. We are starting our initial descent into Seattle. I think Mick has had his chair in the recline mode the entire flight. He may have fallen asleep. I'm curious to see what Peter Windsor says about Spa after, you know, he'll do a video probably by tomorrow to talk about what, especially Sergio Perez's situation.
Seattle Center on 126.6. Good day.
.6 Southwest, 42907.
No, been awake for the whole flight. Uh-oh. I thought in the recline position you would have kind of nodded off there.
EMGHBM 112 descend and maintain flight level 200.
Descend and maintain flight level 200 in 112 tree.
Yep. Not surprised there, Nick. Not surprised. You know, as the saying goes, when it rains, it pours. We've got that to deal with now, and then we've got the mess in Afghanistan. I do not relish being I would not want to be a government employee at this point. Quite honestly. Well, we've had a good flight. Took a little bit longer than expected, but that's okay. It's been a good flight. Now we just got to put this thing on the ground. Because anything less is unacceptable. Oh boy, that's a lot of altitude to lose. Okay. When are you going to tell me to go to, like... Oh, I feel like we need to start maybe making our way there ourselves. We could get. All right, I think we need to start losing altitude now. I know I'm going to get a angry. I'm going to get some angry calls from the ATC, but we are going to go ahead and start.
Seattle Center, Sky West 3708 is at flight level 280, descending 10,000 feet.
Horizon Air 2418, you are 55 miles south. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 34 center approach by acidic transition. Clear to acidic.
150 miles an hour, wow.
Seattle Center, continue as planned.
Alright, Amello.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 34 center approach by acidic transition. Clear to acidic. Horizon Air 2418.
EMGHBM 1123, you are 1,300 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain flight level 200, keep speed not above 270 knots.
No, I'm good.
Horizon Air 2418, contact Seattle Center
I'm
on
just going to keep losing altitude.
Good day.
Climb and maintain flight level 200, keep speed not above 270 knots.
No,
112 tree.
nope.
126.6 for Horizon Air 2418.
They reckon New Orleans could get 15 to 20 inches of rain. Yep. Doesn't surprise me.
1123, contact Seattle Center on 126.6. Good day.
Going to 126.6 in 112 tree. Seattle Center in 112 tree is passing 16,300 feet, climbing flight level 200.
Watch, they'll be like, go ahead and descend too.
EMGHBM 1123, Seattle Center, altimeter 29.9 continue to HAWKZ as planned.
Alright, this is when things get interesting. I have a feeling that 50 nautical miles...
Please expedite your
Nope,
climb flight level
nope,
200.
nope, 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 nope. I did this yesterday in the Cessna CJ4, and it worked out just fine. I don't want to miss our approach. Probably should have, as soon as I saw that 9,500, I should have started dropping altitude right away. Look at that. Next one is 8,600. Yeah, we're going to start lining up here soon. And that 40 something, that time is going to go by quickly. Start reducing even further.
Horizon Air 2418, contact Seattle approach on 120.1. Good day.
Hmm. 120.1 Horizon Air 2418.
EMGHBM 1123, please expedite your climb flight level 200.
No. I'm trying to land. Why am I going to be up at 20,000 feet? There's no way would have been able to bleed off that kind of altitude in time. But it's surely not going to happen. Listen, and go out and they have plenty. Well, the problem is, Mick, that a lot of people will ignore the requests of the local government. They want to be able to do
EMGHBM 1123, contact approach on 125.6. Good day.
125.6 in 112 tree. Approach in 112 tree is at 7,400 feet climbing flight level 200.
No.
EMGHBM 112 approach altimeter 29.92, continue to goals as planned.
Alright. Decil and goals, or... No, it's... something in goals.
EMGHBM 112 you are 31 miles south. Maintain present heading and altitude, expect ILS runway 34 right approach via G-box transition. Cleared to G-box.
Maintain present heading and altitude, expect ILS runway 34 right approach via Hippox transition, cleared to Hippox in 112 tree.
I think I made the right call, folks. We're now at a manageable altitude. Now we got to get to a...
HBN 1123, please expedite your
No.
climb flight level 200.
Nope. We're gonna break in the law, breaking the law.
EMG HBN 1123, climb and maintain 6,000 feet.
Okay, that I can do. That's a reasonable request.
Climb and maintain 6,000 feet in 112 tree.
But I think even after that, we are going to be...
Skywest tree 9er traffic is 10 o'clock 4 miles at 5,000 feet, Boeing B-78X. Report them in sight. EMG HBN 112 traffic is 1 o'clock 3 miles at 5,700 feet, generic. Report them in sight.
Sure, I got them in sight.
In 112 tree, have the generic in sight.
Skywest tree 9er, have the Boeing B-78X in sight. EMG HBN 112 tree, descend and maintain 5,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet in 112 tree.
Southwest 4155 traffic is 5 o'clock 4 miles at 5,300 feet, generic. Report them in sight. Skywest tree 9er traffic is 12 o'clock 4 miles at 4,200 feet, generic. Report them in sight.
Southwest 4155, have the traffic.
Skywest tree 9er traffic in sight. Southwest 4155, you were 4 miles south of Seattle. Contact Seattle Tower on 120.905 when inbound. EMG HBN 112 tree, descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet in 112 tree.
Tower on 120.905 Southwest 4155.
Skywest tree 9er, you were 6 miles south of Seattle. Contact Seattle Tower on 119.9 when inbound on the approach. Tower on 119.9, Skywest tree 9er. EMG HBN 112 tree, you are 15 miles south of Seattle. Contact Seattle Tower on 119.9 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 119.9 in 112 tree.
All right,
Seattle
we got the
Tower in
approach mode
112
on.
tree, 15 miles south of
We
Mount
should
ILS
start to
runway
see
34
our
right approach.
glide path here shortly.
EMG HBN 112 tree, Seattle Tower.
There it is.
Altimeter
Yes.
29.9,
Ah.
225 tree at tree. Cleared ILS runway, tree 4 right approach.
Okay.
Cleared ILS
1206.
runway tree 4 right approaching
Thank you.
112 tree.
Oh, I made that. That was, that's awesome. I made the right decision.
3515, turn next taxiway.
Oh boy, that is a weird... Okay, hold on, something's not right here. We gotta go to 160, I think.
SkyWest 3515, turn next taxiway. SkyWest 3339er, follow the generic on the runway. Wind 253 at 3. Caution the generic landing runway 34 center.
We got a
Clear to
weird...
land runway 34 right.
Okay.
Clear to land runway 34 right, SkyWest 3339er. EMGHBM 112 number 2 for landing. Follow the generic on final. Wind 253 at 3. Caution the generic landing runway 34 center. Clear to land runway 34 right. SkyWest 3515, turn next taxiway. SkyWest 3515, contact ground on 122.275.
I don't like how this
Clear
is
to
looking.
land runway 34 right, number 2 in 112 tree.
One two two decimal 275. SkyWest 3515.
That is a very weird angle to be at. Alright, we are just going to... Where is it at? Let's fire the autopilot now.
EMGHBM 1123, go around.
Negative. We are landing this bad boy.
3339er, exit runway, enable.
100, 50, 20.
Uh-oh. Oh, no! No, 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 no!
EMGHBM 1123, did you hear my last transmission? SkyWest 3339er, turn next taxiway.
Well, there was another aircraft on the runway.
SkyWest 3339er, exit runway, enable. SkyWest
Well, that
3339er,
was
contact
quite,
ground on 126.875. SkyWest 3339er.
Nick's still holding on. I had a... Yeah. That's the second time that's happened to me where I've been on approach and then they're like, oh no, go to Go around, please. No, I want to land, please.
Seattle ground in 112 request taxi to the gate.
EMGHBN 1123 taxi to gate Sierra 12 via taxiway Hotel Bravo.
Taxiing to gate Sierra 12 using taxiway Hotel Bravo in 1123.
Well, that was quite the situation we found ourselves in. I need to go to the bathroom after that. Oh, Mick! Oh boy, sorry I didn't mean to make you have to go.
Horizon Air 2445, hold position, caution.
Well, that was quite interesting. So we had this weird glide slope coming in where the plane was at this weird angle, which did not feel natural. At all. Like, it just seemed very strange that we were coming in at that kind of an angle instead of a more, you know, like we normally just kind of go nose down a little bit and then we flare at the end. So I don't know what happened there, to be honest. That's very strange. But we hit the nose was, yeah, exactly, Mick. That was a very weird sort of approach. I was not comfortable with that. That's why I decided to fire the autopilot and just try to steer it in. I was trying to get a good feeling of, you know, and that plane still seems like it's on the runway. Like it's just sitting there, like the person taxied out there and then it's like, oh, I'm going to go AFK. Nope, maybe not. It looked like there's a plane there, but maybe not. Nope. Okay.
Horizon Air 2445, continue taxi. Horizon Air 2445, hold position, caution, the generic on final. Hold position, Horizon Air 2445.
Well, that was fun. Got our first 50 miles in the air already in just a...
EMGHBN 1123, hold position, caution, other traffic.
Hold position in 112
I'm holding position for this little rinky-dink thing.
EMGHBN 1123, continue taxi.
Roger in
Oh my
112
Oh. It looked like a little Mario Kart sort of thing or something. Well, welcome everybody to Seattle. On behalf of myself and First Officer Clarence, we hope you enjoyed today's flight. If you appreciate your flight crew, please do leave them a thumbs up on the way out. It's all greatly appreciated. Welcome to Seattle. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the no numpty sign. Please return to your normal numptiness as we prepare the cabin for our arrival. Nope, I turned the rain off, Mick. I didn't want it to be too depressing. Oh, watch this, watch this. Ooh, look. It's gonna connect. It's gonna connect. Oh, isn't this magical? It's trying, it's thinking about it. It's thinking. Come on, door open. Yes! We have connection to the airport. Look at that. Ta-da! Ta-da! Well, there we are. Ta-da! That is going to be that, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Kind of a learning experience. We saw some things with the Dreamliner that kind of gave us a little pause with that approach. So that is interesting. I don't know if that's normal or not. I think it might be. So I don't know. But that was a good learning experience. That was fun. Wow, Amila's ready to say bye. I haven't even said peace, live long, and prosper yet. Goodness gracious. Can I have a moment, please? I'm trying to enjoy this moment. We had connection to the gate. That's the important thing. Anyway, that's going to be it. I will be on Train Sim World 2 tomorrow morning. Hamburg to Lübeck. Not hamburger, Amela. Hamburg to Lübeck. So we will do a DOS service on the route, and then we'll go from there. Okay? Anyway, everybody have a great rest of your Sunday, no matter where you are in the world. Enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your evening, whatever the case may be. I will see you tomorrow. Peace, live long, and prosper.